friends and listeners. My name is Susan and I'm project manager of the AKKUEurope project. The AKKUEurope project is funded by the European Commission under the Erasmus Plus program. The Erasmus Plus program is the European Union's program to support education, training, youth and sport in Europe. The program places a strong focus on social inclusion, the green and digital transitions, and promoting young people's participation in demographic life. It supports priorities and activities set out in the European education area, Digital Education Action Plan, and the European Skills Agenda. And now you're probably wondering what the AKKUEurope project stands for. Micro and small enterprises play an important role in the European economy. Micro and small enterprises are also particularly affected by a shortage of young talent, as they are unable to compete with the services offered by medium-sized enterprises and large companies in various respects, for example, job security, pay levels, promotion opportunities. Micro and small enterprises can and must react to this by paying special attention to maintaining the workability and employability of their existing workforces. In addition to the classic occupational health and safety measures for the preventive maintenance of work and employability must be implemented to a greater extent so that employees can and want to carry out their work until the planned retirement age. A comprehensive promotion of workability can help to close this gap. Over the past few years, numerous research and transfer projects have been developed and compiled instruments for the analysis and design of working conditions that make this comprehensive promotion of workability possible. There is always feedback from consultants that the existing instruments cannot be used in companies with fewer than 15 employees. They are too complicated, do not fit in with the choice of words, or can only be used with a larger number of employees. So the AKKUEurope project represents highly motivated and experienced partners from 6 countries like Spain, Italy, Belgium, North Macedonia, Poland and Germany, each with specific expertise and experience in the field of employability and entrepreneurship in general. The partnership combines education providers with market relevance and IT partners. Ensures a geographic coverage and the possibility of dissemination of the project results throughout the European Union. The partners have complementary skills and expertise that enable AKKUEurope to achieve objectives through solid and practical results. The project itself had 2 specific tasks, and one of them was the implementation of an in-depth analysis, and the other is the development of a toolbox of workability. In the analysis, we focused on the search for suitable instruments aimed at maintaining workability, and in this sense, the first step was a definition of the term workability. According to Ilmarinen and Temple, workability is the ability to work defined as the sum of factors that enable a person in a certain situation to successfully complete a task to manage something. This includes physical and emotional vitality, physical, psychological, spiritual, and mental health. Performance, motivation, etc. interact with working conditions. And this is the basis of selection and classification for the components of our toolbox that will be the model of the house of workability. There are 4 floors of the house that make the first rough classification. The 4 floors consist of health and performance, knowledge, technical ability, so competence development, also values, attitudes, and motivation is the 3rd floor, and the 4th is work environment, work organization, and leadership. Many of the mapped instruments serve to raise awareness and approach on a particular topic. Some include an in-depth analysis, and other tools will be concrete implementation tools. So the instruments can also be classified as awareness tools, analytical tools, or implementation tools. The toolbox therefore contains instruments for all 3 of the above-mentioned levels of specialization in order to give companies the opportunity to deal with different issues and with different objectives of workability. This podcast will be produced throughout the project duration, where we are going to talk about different topics in the context of workability. We will explain what workability means and also what kind of tools the project develops. In the first episode, our guest is Hans-Jürgen Dorr. He is the owner of the consulting company Dialogo from Wuppertal in Germany, and he is also a project partner of the AKKUEurope project, and our expert for the topic of workability.
We recorded the conversation in advance, so please enjoy listening to it.
Okay, dear Hans-Jürgen, you are here as expert for the topic of workability. Can you just explain and give some information about yourself, please?
Yes, Susan, thanks a lot for the invitation to this to this call. Yes, my name is Hans-Jürgen Dorr. I'm an owner of a small consultancy company, and within this company, we are very well engaged in the field of workability and process management, especially for the small and very small companies. That means we train people, we have consultancy activities, and so we try to improve the workability in a lot of companies within this topic. So that's one of our main activity in our company.
Thank you very much, Hans-Jürgen. And when we talk about workability, what does workability mean in this context?
Yes, you should have in mind that we have on the one side specific work requirements. We find these requirements in every workplace, whether you are talking about an office place or you are working in a company. So we have the work requirements on the one side, and on the other side, you have the individual situation concerning the health situation, competence situation, but also the working conditions and the culture within this company. And what is important is to find a balance between both. So if the work requirements, are too strong and you cannot fulfill these requirements, there will be a big problem and there will not be a balance. So it's necessary to find this balance.
Oh, great, yeah. And when in regards to our AKKU project, we talk or we see workability and we use the concept, the house of workability. Can you explain a little bit the concept and from whom it is?
Yes, when we talk about the house of workability, as you just mentioned, it is a system which was developed by a Finnish professor, Ilmarinen, and it is for me, a very simple, a very clear system. He's talking about 4 different aspects of workability. That means we are talking about the health situation. We are talking, that's the first floor for him. We are talking about knowledge, knowledge management, competences. In the third floor, we are talking about the values, the attitudes, the motivation. And finally, which is the last floor, we are talking about the work conditions, the work environment. And what is important within this concept is it is not helpful to focus the own activities only on 1 or 2 floors. It is important really to concentrate on all these different floors. And you can imagine that if one aspect is not very supported, the whole system can break down. And you will never reach a workability which is quite high if you are not concentrated in all these 4 different aspects.
Yeah, okay. And why do you think workability is important, especially for the small and medium-sized enterprises?
Yes, we think that we have a situation now that in the companies, the people are getting older and older. It is necessary to keep these people ambitious and motivated until they will be retired. So we have big problems to find new workers. And of course, we also have many things to do really to do everything that the people stay in the company. So that means there are a lot of big problems, or perhaps it's not problems at all, but situations where you should concentrate on. And workability is a concept that helps you and the company especially to be successful within this topic.
Right. And can you explain what are the specific benefits are for entrepreneurs and for employees on the other hand?
Yes, when we talk perhaps first about the employees, yes, it is a situation that the people become or go into the retirement healthy and without any stress situation. It is generally an avoidance of reduction of stress and burnout. It's a reduction of physical and psychological stress. Also the personal development through qualification. So we have many things that the worker is really, yes, perhaps you cannot say happy, but we need a worker motivated, safe, and engaged during the whole process of working time. And that's of course not only for the older people, it's also necessary to start these initiatives when you are young. So that's the benefit some of the benefits for the workers and the employees. On the other side, we have the companies. That means yes, they have a situation that the absenteeism is going down. They have a situation that the people will not leave the company, so there is no onboarding process anymore. And if you can imagine that if people and employees are highly motivated and engaged, you will reach a higher general situation for the company. That means the productivity is going up and so on. That means, yes, a little bit like a lucky company, of course, which is not so a bad idea. That means we need the workability really to get a positive thinking of the whole company, of the employers.
Thank you very much, Hans-Jürgen. That was everything for me. And thank you very much for joining us today. And see you hopefully soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Susan.
So that was it. That was our first episode of our AKKUEurope project podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening to it, and hopefully see you when we have our next episode and talking about the tools of our AKKUEurope project. Thank you. Bye-bye.